Welcome to an episode of Against the Storm. Last week I put out a poll on the community page saying, have you heard of the roguelite city builder Against the Storm? And 55% of the people who voted said they had not heard about it, but they wanted to check it out. So I thought I'd show it off because I've been really enjoying the game. So I'm going to be jumping into the game that I have been playing. I think there's probably a lot of people showing off the first couple maps, so I want to show something kind of more mid-game here. So let's go ahead and jump in. So the premise of this game is you build settlements and you have a timeline down here. And at the end of this timeline, everything resets. All of your settlements are wiped off of the map because of this storm that they have here. So as you can see, this has just happened to me because all of my settlements are gone. These are things you can try to venture out to explore. These are special event modifiers. Like this is would be one of the question marks, but it's revealed because it's so close to the center of the map, basically. So here you can see that this one, you start out with hostility. So that's kind of the things you can expect to see. I've actually already done this map, so I don't think that's what I want to do now. Each color here is a different biome. So we have like the Royal Woodlands, we have Marsh, and each of them have different conditions. So for example, they'll have good and bad things, and then each one you start on has some randomized good and bad. I have been playing the second difficulty. There's quite a few here. I think I'll probably do Settler for this, just because it's hard to play games and record and pay attention, and I don't want to lose the one I'm showing off, so I'll probably go a little easier. I think I'm going to head out this direction because there's a lot of kind of close question marks. So I'll probably start in a marshland. There are different species that you will have joining your settlements. There are 4 types now. They've just did an update to add another one because this is early access still. And then you get things you can start out with that you could pick. You have a certain number of points to spend. It changes depending on your difficulty, how many you have. So normally I have 1 less because I'm playing on that difficulty, but on this one we have 5, which will be nice. Here you can see what you'll be finding naturally on the map. I see we don't have any clay, so I might grab that. Alright, so I've picked what I want, so I'm going to go ahead and go in. Alright, so here we can see what we have, the good and bad effects. So woodcutters can carry more during a certain season. There's 3 seasons in the game. Double the yield of bonus resources when claiming from trees. I could show you what they have there in a second. And then the bad ones during the what's called the storm, which is one of the 3 seasons. Your people lose resolve, their happiness goes down. And there's different tiers to it. So if you get all the way up to a 2, you also have this one. Ooh. During the storm, all species resolves drops 100% faster. Ouch. Alright, so here we are starting. I'm going to get some roads laid out first. Not really necessary. They do make them walk faster, but you don't have to start out with it. I just like it for planning purposes. So the first thing we'll need is a woodcutter's camp. Let's put one over here. Usually you start out with 2. Let's get these guys working. So these guys are humans and these ones are our beavers. They each have different things that make them happy, and they have different things they're good at. These are the different needs you fill to raise their happiness. And they, as you can see, have different ones. This guy, if it has to constantly have a fire going or your people's resolves tanks, it's basically what's protecting them from the storm. Let's go ahead and get some people working here. Beavers are best with working with trees, so we'll have them there, and then just some humans because that's all we have. And then we will assign some places for them to cut down. Let's go only marked trees and avoid glades. If I hold shift, that should apply to this guy as well. I just don't want them digging into these glades just yet because we will be getting orders from the queen, who's at that center of the map. And these are the tasks you need to succeed at to win. We need to fill this bar up before this bar fills. This is the Queen's Impatience. If it fills, you fail. So, let's see. You get a choice of things to work on. So we can choose to keep our beavers happy for 30 seconds or have a certain number. This one's a little easier to do. So I'm picking that one. They really want me to have high resolve with them. And this is the rewards you'll get. Sometimes it's just items, or sometimes they're perks, or sometimes they'll have people join your settlement. Here we go. Complete 2 glade events. So we'll also do that one. So now we can start digging into the... Because sometimes the thing is just discover glades. So that's why I kind of wanted to see what they needed us to do. Let's actually move this guy for a second. There we go. So these bigger ones with these markings on it are dangerous. They'll have like a mini quest you need to complete, or though something bad will happen. And there's also even worse ones. Let's see if there's any on the map. This guy. This one's called a Forbidden, so it's going to be even harder, but it's going to have better rewards. But these ones without marks, they just have things for your people to harvest. So because we have some meat and eggs here, we're going to build a trapper's camp. Very easy to find what you need to harvest certain things by just clicking on the resource, and it just gives you the building there. Another thing you'll be doing throughout it is you'll be getting more blueprints. So there's only a certain number of buildings you have from the very start, and then as you go you'll get other ones. So I'm probably going to go with planks for my first one. There is like a crude thing that will produce planks for you because it's a basic building material. But because it's such a basic building, it takes like 4 times the materials and like 4 times the time. So you want to find something with stars. So you're picking that guy. This is really nice. They'll let you know if you'll get a blueprint for completing your quests so that you don't pick it. So we don't want that guy. So let's go with this one because it provides food. I might wait to pick this one to see what more of our orders are going to be. The hard thing about this game, which is what is fun about it, is you know so little about like what's going to be on your map that it's hard to know what things are going to be easy for you to do and what are going to be more difficult. So I'm going to actually wait on this guy just a little bit. Here you can see how often you get blueprints unlocked. If we had lizards here, they would be the better ones to have working here, but we don't, so we'll just be putting some humans there for now. Let's go ahead and move this here. And then I am going to start building some houses. There are certain negative things that happen here if your people aren't housed. I don't think any of these matter, but it does make them happier to be sheltered. And then they get an extra bonus if it's a house specifically for them. So like I have human houses and beaver houses, which I could build, but they take a little more materials. I was figuring I would play through this whole map, but that does mean I'll be cutting out quite a bit because these do take a bit over an hour to complete usually. But I will obviously pop in if anything interesting is happening. For example, we have a cornerstone, which is like a bonus. You get it every start of the year, which is every set of 3 seasons. I'm really torn between these two, but I think I'm going to have the one where I'm every minute getting some food. This is very nice for trading. The thing that I really enjoy about this game is, one, just the general gameplay loop is very satisfying. This settlement building part I really enjoy. But the progression and how the game evolves the longer you play is also very satisfying. I'll show you the tree later for like unlocking stuff, but for example, for the first many hours I didn't really have one version of the trading unlocked, but then I built up to it, and then it completely changes how the game plays after you open that part. And they just keep having those kind of peppered out through the tree, so like every couple hours, your game kind of evolves on how you go about things, and I find it very nice. Oh, I think I mentioned I'd show you. So when you hover over a tree, it shows you that you'll always get wood, and then you have a chance to get these other things because we have a perk here, doubles the yield of bonus resources claimed from a tree during this season right here, which is the drizzle, which we are not in. It was the one we were just in. So that's what it's talking about. We also just opened up a glade, one of the small ones, unmarked. So it will give us mushrooms to harvest. Let's get a building built for that. And then there are these little caches throughout that you can, you have two choices. And this is how events in general work. You'll have two ways of tackling it. This one I could use tools to send it to the center of the map, and it would give me half one of these squares and some money, or I can try to get mushrooms and parts by using stone or these things. Anything that has this little spiral around it means you can choose what you use. So we can't do anything with that at the moment, but later it will be useful to crack that open. Completing this will also go to this right here. And then this, as you can see, is a little more stormy. We are in the 3rd season here. And so our people's resolve is going to be down, that kind of stuff. Alright, we have another notification up here. This is like the cornerstone before. It has now been a year. Let's see what we should get. Just pick that guy for now. This is new people who will be joining us. I think I'm going to go with this one because we need to get up to 6 beavers, and this has a beaver. This is one of those lizards I was talking about, which would be nice to have working here. But trying to complete this is more important because once we fill one of these, it will take away one of these on this side. So that's how you kind of balance and try to avoid failing. Any of the collectors, so you would see them under this tab. They could be moved for free because if you look at them, they're carts. So you can move them to resources so you don't have to keep building and tearing down as your resource nodes are consumed, which is so nice. You can also move houses, but there is a cost associated with that. And there's a lot of things that just can't be moved. We now have a new order from the Queen. Let's see what we have. So I think I'm going to go with leveling up trading because I know I can work towards that. I don't know if we'll ever find fertile land to plant grains in, so this could be more difficult. I'd have to probably purchase it. So let's go with that. This is another tough one. I'm going to go with this one just in case we do get farms, that they'll be better off if we can complete this. Just because I'm not sure if we'll find berries or I'm positive we're gonna get mushrooms, which I think you can turn into wine, but I think I want this one. It's hard making the decision, like, do you go for what's easier or do you go off rewards? It's one of the hard things about the game. Alright, we have something coming up here. Oh, autosave. This is going to be the trading post, which is going to open up a big portion of the game so I can start trading for stuff that I need. I've also been working on getting some housing over here. I've decorated a bit because right here you have hearth levels, and the higher this is, you get different perks. And so I'm trying to get the right number of people housed and the right number of decorations to bring this up to the next level. Let's see if this guy's about done. There we go. It is built, and as soon as you build it, your first trader is always going to be there. This one's difficult. He won't take wood, which is usually the thing you have the most of for selling. He also has a little more specialized, so I don't think I want anything from him right now. They'll also have perks and blueprints down here you can purchase. We don't exactly have money at the moment. But the other thing this opens up is trade routes. And this will allow you to trade with the center city. But it also, as you go through, the more settlements you have, the more towns you'll have to trade with. You'll be able to trade with your previous settlements, which is also very nice because you'll have more options for trading. So we'll need to start making provision packs. Right now we only have a terrible way of making them, which means I probably won't be working towards that at the very moment. I'm hoping that we'll get something here that'll help us make these better. I know I'm throwing a lot of like information out there. I just kind of want to show the different aspects of it without like... Generally, I like to try to like teach people how to play the games as I'm playing them. It's just how I am. But for this one, there's just so much, and I've built up a bunch of knowledge. Like, when you first start, a lot of this isn't even open to you. But I kind of want to show off the different aspects of it so people can decide if it's something they want to try out themselves. We have a new glade. Rock, yes. We need that. And we have another one of these. Once we get this harvested some, we can open both of these, which will then complete this guy, which will take down one of these because we're not doing great so far. So that guy has just now left. These guys that you can actually purchase stuff from only come every certain amount of time. You can call immediately but it costs impatience, so it makes this go up more. So I generally don't do it. But the important thing was selling, because we need to get to level 1, so we need to trade with this town a certain number of times to get it to a level 1. Alright. They'll give you little notifications here when they can't find resources. I've recently moved the one who was harvesting meat to harvest eggs. So let's get this guy. I need them to get up here, but there's not a whole lot of space at the moment. Oh, thank God, people. Is there one with 2 beavers? No. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a lizard. Switch them out into somewhere where they work well. I can start adding people into these buildings because I didn't have enough around. The people who don't have jobs are called builders. They're going to be the people doing the paths, building the buildings, carrying stuff to the new builds. Oh, we have new orders. These are actually both ones I've seen already. Guess we're going to go for the wheat, since we are here hoping for the farms. So there will sometimes be ruins in these ones marked with these faces. So this would want us to either tear down or rebuild one of those, versus this one which wants us to do 6 trades. And what will that do for us? Trades will be even quicker. Let's go with this just because I know we'll be making trades, but I don't know if we'll find the ones that we do open, if they'll have this. Because you will not be exploring this whole map. And then I'm going to do more trade-based stuff. So we're really trading on this map. I am building something that I would rather not have to build at the moment, but it's just going to... It has this red mark. It means that it's going to take more time and more resources than it would anywhere else, but it's better to get these... so we can get some stuff traded in, so we can bring this down a little bit. Another way to get this to be going up is to make sure their happiness is up, so where these ticks are, if you get their happiness up to that, they'll start moving this guy for you. We have a trader! Is there anything here we need? Not that I'm seeing, but we could sell some stuff. Let's maybe do 100 of our wood. If we could get, some amber, that would be good. Oh! These guys are doing well. Oh, it's because they have food that they really enjoy. That's good. People! Oh my god, beavers. We just need... Let's do this one. Okay. We'll be able to turn that in. Right. Oh, let's check this real quick. Eggs. Oh, and an event we could do. So we could get more people by giving food. Or we could use some meat to send to the city for gold. Let's get some more people, since that's something we've been struggling with. Cancel that. We don't have any of that cabbage. Let's do mushrooms instead. There we go. Alright, now we can turn this in! Yes! And we've completed 2 events. So as you can see, the red went down twice there. I feel much better. Now we're gonna have 2 things to pick. Let's go for the one that will give us fiber and just pray we find fertile land soon. What's really nice here is when you're looking at blueprints, this current best right here will show you, one, if you have something that already produces it, and if this will... So, for example, this one adds 3 new things that I cannot currently create. Whereas this one, the biscuits, I have something that gives us biscuits with a 2-star working rating, I guess. Oh, we have another thing we can deliver. Because of this guy here, I will... Let's double check. Oh, we will need more crops. But I can turn off the buildings so it's not taking up our supplies. And let's turn that in. Ah, much better balance here. These dots, by the way, represent whenever you'll get one of these. Ooh, we have a lot of roots. Now that I've turned that guy in, I can start using my pack of provisions to start trading with the city. Yeah, might as well. That should get us to standing level 1. Oh, yep, there we go. We have our standing level 1. And let's go ahead and see what we have here. So all of these are going to be kind of for making people happy. How long till our trader's here? 6 minutes. Thinking once I get a little closer to them arriving, I will open up this guy and we'll do our first dangerous glade. I kind of like having them on the horizon, so if I need to buy supplies, it's there. They make finding stuff so easy in this game. So, for example, I need packs of crops. If I go here, I could just type, and then it will show me all of the ones that I have that can make it. You can see the stars. I could choose to show the ones I don't even have, and I can see like the flawless brewery would be the best for what I need, but obviously we don't have access to that. We have just this guy. But it's good for double checking that you're producing the best with what you have. I guess I'll be bold. Let's bring our woodcutter over and head into this glade, and hopefully we can handle what's there. Let's see, we have 6 people without a job right now. Okay. So I don't think I want the newcomers yet. We've opened up our first dangerous glade. So you can see it has different kinds of resources. We would need a bigger trapper's camp, which we don't have, so we can't use these guys, but we can this. This is something related to... It's called water punk. That's something I've just unlocked, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but it makes you... It's so you can control your production of your buildings. On the first 2 difficulties, there's no real negative. But after that, there's some really big negatives to using too much of the stormwater, but let's look at our event and see how much trouble we're in. Oh, destroys all trade goods and warehouses. Packed amber. Oh my god. So in 11 minutes, everything's going to be destroyed. What here can... We could take 1 wildfire essence. A rare material used to light the holy flames of hearths. Okay, let's come back to that. Otherwise, we'll have to use tools. It will get us 0.5 of this. Oh, it gives us 2 wildfire essence. So we might as well use 1. Alright, let's get some people on this. So if we take too long, so 11 minutes, this would happen. But once we have our supplies here and they spend enough time, it should be dealt with. So let's go with it. A lot of times when you start one of these, they have a negative effect, but this one doesn't. And then, as you can see, there's a crown here. That means you get a loyalty point. It's just a measure of, like, your loyalty. There's also, like, corrupted and harmony. So if you choose, like, if there's creatures, you can choose to, like, tame them versus, like, kill them all off. The sad thing is we did not find crop area here, which would have been quite nice. Small amount of first soil. Ooh, I probably should have checked that earlier, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out. He has raw food, so we can hope that he'll have 35 grain, because if he does, we can just buy it. So I'm going to go ahead and trade for these, and then we'll just immediately turn it in. Well, our event was completed in time, so that's good. So we need another encampment, which is this guy. So I'm going to build us another one where that stuff was. Oh, we can't cross over here. You can see it's overlapping. We can't have that. So let's go ahead and go over one more. Get that guy built up. And then we'll need it to be level 1. This is now a level 2, so we'll have to have some housing and some decorations around it. And we have our last orders. Water. The 2 types of water you collect during the seasons. So we may choose this one. And then, I don't know if I can make pies and biscuits, so let's check. I can make pie. And I can make biscuits. So I guess let's go with that guy. Yep, we have the water to deliver. So let's do that. We also have a new cornerstone. So this is one of the things we chose because of the happiness, and if you put in enough people, you get another bonus here, which will increase my people's resolve by 1 for every one of these that we've rebuilt. So once this guy is done, we'll get some resolve there, which will be nice. Yay, some rock. So we can use this guy again. Not for long, but we will at least get a little more. We have a trader here. Let's see. Is there anything specific we need here? Oh, do they have... No, they don't have any food. I think we may leave it unless this is something we want. No. We'll go ahead and leave that. We did get our second encampment up right here. We're moving along. These guys are helping a lot. They're very happy because of the brawling, the food, their housing. They're just very happy, which helps. Ooh, we've got another order ready to turn in. Very exciting. On the lowest level, you don't have to complete all of these to win. As you can see, I only need 3 more really, and we've got more than that here. When it comes to like the harder difficulties, you do need to find other ways beyond just the orders to get this guy up to full. Alright, we have another one. We've got more crops to deliver. That would boost the farms we're not gonna get. A little preview of how our settlement has grown. So this is where we started. I've had our lumberjacks cutting away here. Just avoiding opening up these guys. Just give us room if I wanted to expand. We've expanded this way. Started a little tiny village with a new hearth. And then we're still exploring these unmarked ones. Oh, a new one. Completed. So now it's just to see which one, what gets us up here. I have a hunch it'll probably be the lizards. I might need to up the production of the training tools for this guy right here. Which is somewhere. I'll have to look through here. Just a little easier. Our weaver. Let's maybe up this up to 20. And for some reason my biscuits aren't getting made very well. Pies are doing great. For those wondering, these icons here just mean they're idling. I'd like to have things capped so that they're not wasting time or resources. So that just means they've hit their limits. Well, as long as our lizards stay happy, we should be about to complete it. In a minute or 2. Oh man, we're so close. No. I need 0.01. Oh. It does look like they're gonna go back into their happy state though. And we did it. There'll be deeds, which will give you various things in the area. I'll show you that in a second. And then all the things you've done. So I stayed under 6 impatience the whole game. That was good. Alright, let's go to the world map. Once you leave the settlement, you can't go back to it. It's just a little marker on the map after that. So here we have them. So let's check out this smoldering city. So here's where you see the deeds. I'm going to get experience for that one. But some of them will unlock things. and then upgrades, which is kind of the main thing outside of the settlements that you're working towards. For example, some of the ones I have available to me is more things to pick from when I start. This one adds stuff to my essential buildings, the stuff that I'll have every single map. I've just unlocked this one, which gives you the Ringpunk engines. And before that, the big thing that really changed how stuff worked. Here. This one was a big one for me. Allows the setting up the trade routes between nearby settlements. I think that's huge. There's parts of this I still haven't ever used because I just haven't unlocked it, but I have a feeling they'll really add to the game. So I think that's one of the funnest parts about this game, is just how it evolves and how every map is so different and how you play is completely different every time you start it up. So yes, if you're interested, I highly recommend checking out the game. It is in early access, so it is getting updated, I think, every 2 weeks. The last one was huge, adding a whole new species, a bunch of new buildings and materials and that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend it if this is kind of the genre you're interested in. So check it out, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.